Welcome to the Burnaby Hospital Foundation's presentation of A Gala Reimagined. Please enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Burnaby Mayor Mike Hurley, wishing Burnaby Hospital Foundation and all of you a wonderful night. The show is about to begin, so settle in, get comfy, and let's raise some money for our community hospital. You can donate right now by clicking Support Our Cause on your Gala homepage. Welcome to A Gala Reimagined, and enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Burnaby Hospital Foundation, thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm Sophie Louie from Global News, and it is my pleasure to be with you tonight. Over the past 7 years, the Burnaby Hospital Gala Passport has instantly delivered you right across the globe, immersing you in the sights, sounds, and aesthetic of destinations from Paris to India, Nashville to China, and beyond without ever having to leave Burnaby. But Burnaby is home, and as we approach the end of a challenging year, sometimes it's just nice to have the comfort and familiarity of home. In the first ever virtual gala event, Burnaby Hospital Foundation invites you to pour yourself a glass of wine and relax while we raise the funds needed to transform Burnaby Hospital from a beloved community institution to a state-of-the-art medical facility. You can show your support in many ways this evening. We encourage you to consider making a gift online by simply clicking Support Our Cause at the top of your Gala homepage, or scroll until you see the form. You can select from any one of the giving level suggestions. You can also purchase a ticket for the 50-50 draw on the foundation website. Every donation counts toward the Proud History, Bright Future campaign to transform Burnaby Hospital. Well, this event would not be possible tonight if it weren't for the commitment and hard work of this year's Gala Committee. Special thanks to our Gala Chair, Sandra McEwen, and the Gala Committee, Tanya Gabera, Carrie Gilmore, Pam Greco, Yolanda Louie, Michelle McCarran, Eliza McCarthy, and Leslie Meredith. Burnaby Hospital Foundation is sincerely grateful to the Gala presenting sponsor, the Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society, and tonight's Gala Diamond sponsor, McCarthy Properties. Emerald sponsor, Beatty. The foundation also recognizes the many other amazing sponsors whose names are listed in the Gala e-program online. Joining us from our broadcast location in Burnaby to say a few words is Jeff Clark and Scott Allen from the Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Clark, and I'm the president of the Burnaby Firefighters.
And I'm Scott Allen, the Secretary of the Burnaby Firefighters.
On behalf of our Vice President, Todd McNeil, and our Treasurer, Paul Rushton, our past Secretary and newly appointed Deputy Fire Chief, Miles Ritchie, and our members of the Burnaby Firefighters, we'd like to welcome you to Burnaby Hospital's marquee event. It is our pleasure to be here this evening for a Gala Reimagined and our first virtual gala. We are very lucky to have an incredible relationship with everyone associated with the hospital and its foundation.
We are in unprecedented times, and this global COVID-19 pandemic has made us all realize how fortunate we are to have the Burnaby Hospital in our community. Your long-standing commitment to the healthcare needs of our citizens keep our friends and families safe during these dangerous times. Your dedication and compassion to ensure the well-being of all those entrusted in your care is outstanding. For the past 8 years, the Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society has been proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Burnaby Hospital Foundation's annual gala. Our members have a long-standing relationship with the hospital, whether it is volunteering cooking hot dogs for everyone, working collaboratively to decorating their trees for their Christmas Cheer Trees event, and most importantly, in assisting the Hospital Foundation for over 30 years to raise funds for their specific needs. Whether it is supporting their Fund a Cause with a $25,000 donation towards a new CT scanner, or donating $25,000 in March to help the Burnaby Hospital buy equipment to battle the COVID-19 pandemic, we, along with our amazing community, all support our hospital.
In February of 2018, at the Burnaby Hospital's Emperor's Ball, the Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society pledged $250,000 over 10 years in memory of Marilyn Kadire towards the creation of a mental health and substance use zone. In November of 2018, at the Treasures of India Gala, we gave an additional $250,000 in memory of Marilyn and Ellen Kadire. In January of this year, the new zone opened its doors to begin caring for patients. To have a facility of this magnitude in our community is very positive for anyone who is experiencing mental stress, as it will be more inclined to seek the treatment they require. The BC professional firefighters have worked with other first responders, WorkSafe BC, and the Canadian Mental Health Association, in which we work together to develop an anti-stigma campaign. The committee created a slogan that urges the members of public safety professions to share it, don't wear it. This is a cause that is very important to the Burnaby firefighters, first responders, doctors, nurses, and to all of our community. We want to promote mental health awareness and let people know that they are never alone. Tonight, the Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society would like to make an additional donation to the Mental Health and Substance Use Zone in memory of Marilyn and Ellen Kadire, whose generosity has changed so many lives. Their commitment to assist those people in need and to give back to the city where they lived makes our community better. The Burnaby Firefighters would like to make an additional donation of $50,000.
Thank you to all the donors here tonight who have demonstrated the importance of giving. Your generosity will have an impact. Finally, to all the doctors, nurses, the hospital staff, and volunteers who selflessly give yourself to others, who understand how to care for your patients and comfort their families, and for everything that you do. You are the real heroes, and the Burnaby firefighters are proud to be a part of the family that gives their all. You are all making a difference. Stay safe and be healthy. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you to the Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society. Their support demonstrates their deep community spirit and desire to help through their ongoing commitment to this event. I'm now excited to introduce you to Sean Farquhar, an international award-winning two-time world champion of magic, who not only amazed Ellen DeGeneres, but also appeared on Penn and Teller Fool Us and stumped them twice.
Oh, hi everybody. Sean Farquhar. I'm sorry, I was just polishing one of my many Penn and Teller Fool Us trophies. Let me just put that aside. Welcome to my part of the show. When I fooled Penn and Teller, it was a huge moment in my career, but it's not where I started. When I started, I was just 6 years of age. Yeah, 6 years of age. I was in my parents' unfinished basement. You see, I've been doing magic all my life. My mom says when I was born, the doctor slapped me and I said, pick a card. Yeah, my father was a magician, my grandfather was a magician, my great-grandfather was a magician. I'm like the fourth generation without a real job. I was 6 years of age. I was in my parents' unfinished basement. My parents invited over some friends. My dad set up those little folding chairs. My mom made little triangle sandwiches with the lemonade. It was such a great moment for me. I was terrified though. 6 years of age. I came downstairs, there was a dozen people sitting on those folding chairs, eating those triangle sandwiches. And I brought my little box. I even wrote on it, magic show. That way people knew that it was really a magic show. I was terrified. I reached into the box and I removed some playing cards. Now the cards were regular size, but I was 6 and they seemed so huge in my hands. I want you to see it the way I remember it. I looked at the audience, shaking with my hands. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. Yes, 5 playing cards. And then with the skill of a 6-year-old, I removed one card, dropped it inside the box, waved my hand over top and snapped my fingers. And like magic, that card disappeared from the box, reappeared in my hand. And just like that, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. The audience sat stunned in silence like you people are. Come on, I can tell you're there. Look, you're supposed to, yeah, okay, the audience pumped their fists in the air and said, attaboy, Sean. Okay, you guys have to play along, you can do that. Okay, I can see you. I'm a magician. I can tell you're there. Let's try this again. All right, I was 4 years of age, 4 years of age. I was in my parents' unfinished basement. I wrote the word magic show on the box. I was terrified. I came downstairs. There were like 25 people. They were sitting on little folding chairs, eating canapes and sipping on champagne. I was terrified. The cards were huge. I reached into the box. I pulled them out. I said, ladies and gentlemen, 4 years of age. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards, and then with the skill of a 4-year-old, I placed not 1, but 2 cards inside the box. I waved my hand over top, I snapped my fingers, and just like magic, the cards disappeared from the box, reappeared in my hand, and I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. The audience pumped their fists in the air, and come on, I can see you guys aren't doing it. I can really tell. Pump your fists in the air and said, "Attaboy, Sean." Okay, let's start over again. You guys do have a role. This time, I was 2 years of age. 2 years of age. I was in my parents' unfinished basement. I was terrified, 2 years of age. I came down the stairs. There were 100 people. They were sitting on little triangle sandwiches, eating folding chairs. Yeah, I was terrified, 2 years of age. I reached in the box, I pulled out a bunch of playing cards. I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards." And then with the skill of a 2-year-old, I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how many cards I put. I put a lot of cards. I couldn't count. I was 2 years of age. I put a lot of cards in the box. I waved my hand over top. I tried to snap my fingers. I couldn't snap my fingers. No motor skills. 2 years of age. The cards disappeared from the box. They reappeared in my hand, and I still had, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. The cards really did disappear from inside the box. They were completely gone. The audience pumped their fists in the air and said, "Attaboy, Sean." That's a true story. Yeah, it really is. I know. I made it up this morning. Well, that's how my magic career started. Do you think it would be cool if I taught you a magic trick? It's kind of against the magician's rules. You're never supposed to tell how a magic trick works. But tonight, because it's such a special event here for the Burnaby Hospital, maybe I could teach you how to do a magic trick. I could teach it to you, but first, let me perform it so you can see what it looks like. And then I'll go through it step by step as I explain exactly how you can do it so you can work on it and fool your families. For those of you without families, you might want to work on that. Get a trip to the maternity ward. Look, I'm going to show you something using this handkerchief. A red handkerchief. First, I begin by showing you the handkerchief, and my hand is empty, and I place the handkerchief inside of my fist. Now, the reason I tuck it inside my fist is so the magic can take place without you seeing it happen. But look, I tuck the handkerchief all the way inside. I wave my hand over top. I snap my fingers, and just like magic, the handkerchief disappears from my hand, flies through the air, and lands inside my pocket. And what's in my hand? It's an egg. Yeah, I just made an egg appear. The handkerchief jumped from my hand to my pocket, and the egg appeared in my hand. Okay, it's not the greatest trick, but I'm going to teach it to you, and that's pretty cool. I'll explain what I do. I have 2 handkerchiefs. Yeah, that's right, I cheat. I have this handkerchief, which I keep inside the pocket all the time, and I have a second handkerchief, which I'm hiding inside of the egg. It's not a real egg. This is a wooden egg laid by a decoy. Yeah, here's how it starts. Find yourself an egg, hollow it out, and then put it in your pocket. It just sits inside your pocket, and the handkerchief sits on top of it, so that when you pull out the handkerchief, you're pulling out the hollow wooden egg and the handkerchief at the same time. Now, you show the handkerchief up and down while hiding the egg in your other hand. Now, it's best to hide it in this hand at the same time as you show it. That way you can show this hand empty. Now you move the handkerchief and the wooden egg over to the other hand. In magic, we call this moving the handkerchief and the wooden egg over to the other hand. Yeah, we don't have a lot of big fancy names. All right, I show the handkerchief, not showing the wooden egg. I show the hand empty, and I tuck the handkerchief and the wooden egg over. Turn it so the hole is up on the egg, and begin tucking the handkerchief inside. When I get it all the way inside, so you can't see it, all I do is just snap my fingers and turn it around to show you an egg. And say, "Ladies and gentlemen, there's the egg." Oh, don't forget to show the handkerchief in your pocket. If you don't show the handkerchief in your pocket, people will wonder what happened to it. It's best to show the handkerchief first, and then the egg. And that's how the trick works. You can do it. It's that simple. No sleight of hand, nothing clever, no magical gestures, just that. Oh, it's very important. Keep your thumb over top of the hole on the egg. If you lift your thumb up, then they can see the hole. They'll see the red handkerchief, and it does not seem to be a hole on this egg. Oh, 1 second. If that happens, it's best to check. Like in this case, this is a real egg. Yeah. Cheers. It's my job. Wait. Do you guys want to see one more magic trick? I will show you the first trick my grandfather ever showed me. Quick, pull my finger. No, I'm just kidding. The first trick my grandfather ever showed me used a bottle and a glass. He called it the bottle and glass trick. He had clever names for his things too. It used a glass, this one's cute, it's got a little bunny rabbit on, and a bottle. Oh, the bottle and the glass are going to switch places. To make that possible, I'm going to cover them so that I'm not touching them. I cover the bottle, I cover the glass. You can see the bottle, you can see the glass. With a little snap of the fingers, they switch places. And now the hard part, to make them go back. And they're back again. Pretty good, huh? Okay, I'll do it again. I know what you're thinking. When I snap my fingers, that nothing happened. That the bottle and glass didn't switch places, but they really did. You can see the glass is over here, the bottle's over here. When I cover the bottle goes over here, and the glass goes over there. It's that simple. I've been sharing. I showed you how the last trick worked. I'll tell you how this one works too. There's an extra bottle. Yeah, I just had an extra bottle. When I cover it over the tube over top of the bottle and I cover it over the glass, I just switch the bottle for the glass and the glass for the bottle. It just happens like that because I have the extra bottle. You don't even need two tubes. You can do it with a single tube. All you do is you just cover over the glass, and when you turn this one over, that one becomes a bottle and that one becomes a glass. It's that simple. And you know how it works because there's the extra bottle. That's exactly how it works. If I were to cover over the glass becomes a bottle. Cover over the bottle becomes a glass. It works that simple because I have that extra bottle. It's just how it works. Plain and simple. Cover over the glass, cover over the bottle becomes a glass becomes a bottle. It's all because of the extra bottle. It can be done with two. When it's done with two, it looks much better. When I cover one like that and I cover one like that and they switch places like that, it looks really cool. Almost looks like magic is taking place. But we all know it's just the extra bottle. Doesn't matter how many times I do this, I cover the bottle, I cover the glass becomes a bottle becomes a glass, all because of that extra bottle. Sometimes when you cover the bottle and the glass and they switch places so fast it's almost impossible to remember there was an extra bottle. But when I always started with the glass and the bottle and the glass. They switch places like that, and that's the extra bottle. The only thing I know about this trick is that if you want to learn how to do it, you first should consume the contents of all these bottles. I'm just kidding. It's my job.
Wow, wasn't that great? Sean will be back later in the program with more magical illusions that you won't want to miss. Now I'd like to introduce Russ Ange, chair of the Burnaby Hospital Foundation Board of Trustees, for the presentation of the 2020 Philanthropy Awards.
Thank you, Sophie. Ladies and gentlemen, our gala is a time for us as a community to rally around Burnaby Hospital and make a substantial difference. It's only fitting that we also have to take the opportunity to recognize a select few individuals and organizations who have been here for us, not just tonight, but have supported and advocated for us tirelessly. Our 4 recipients of a 2020 Philanthropy Award this evening have all demonstrated an outstanding commitment to the healthcare excellence through philanthropy and community leadership, inspiring others to engage with the foundation while building awareness about patient care needs at Burnaby Hospital. Our first award this evening is the Keith and Betty Beattie Leadership and Philanthropy Award, which recognizes an individual, family, or group demonstrating exceptional leadership in supporting Burnaby Hospital through philanthropy. I'm pleased to announce this year's recipients are Peter and Shelley O'Sullivan.
First of all, we'd like to thank the trustees of Burnaby Hospital Foundation for selecting the O'Sullivan family to be this year's recipient of the Keith and Betty Beattie Award for Leadership in Philanthropy. It is a huge honour to receive this award, but I think the Beattie family, along with ourselves and past recipients, other donors would agree we do not give the money hoping to receive an award. We give the money hoping we can help others. Shelley and I often get asked why we give money to Burnaby Hospital Foundation. We got married in April 1985 and shortly after bought a house in Burnaby. Shelley was actually born in Burnaby General Hospital, which it was called back then, and she lived all her life in Burnaby until we sold the house 5 years ago when the kids moved out. On top of that, both our children were born at Burnaby Hospital, Luke and Kelsey in 1987 and 1989. They both went to Burnaby South and graduated from SFU. Lastly, however, we want to give thanks to other people, the ones that don't get recognised, the people that work behind the scenes at the foundation, the fundraisers, difficult enough task in normal times, leave alone when we got COVID-19. Thanks to all the doctors, the nurses, the researchers that try to make our life better. Let's all pull together so that we can help the foundation realise its vision of making Burnaby Hospital a state-of-the-art medical facility. Thank you.
Congratulations, Peter and Shelley. Our next award is the Corporate Citizenship Award, recognizing a local business whose organizational values and dedication to community wellness embodies careful leadership and a strong sense of civic pride. This year's recipient, who has been absolutely influential over the past few years, especially in supporting during the COVID pandemic, is Alexander College. Accepting the award on behalf of Alexander College is Eric Zhao.
Thanks, Ross. Thank you to Burnaby Hospital Foundation for giving us a Corporate Citizenship Award. And also thank you to Chinese Ambassador James Wang, Claire Wang, and in particular Leif Aleph for assisting us in purchasing the PPE we donated to the hospital. I'm extremely honored to be receiving such an important award on behalf of Alexander College staff, faculty, students, and co-founder Patrick Zhao. On a personal level, I've been a resident in Burnaby for 20 years. Both mine and Patrick's children have born in Burnaby Hospital and raised here in Burnaby. We care deeply about our local community. We choose to support the Burnaby Hospital Foundation because we are local Burnaby residents and have founded our corporation and college in Burnaby. Most importantly, we support Burnaby Hospital because we are educators. We want to be a role model of our students and show support of our social responsibility to our community. As we are in the middle of a second wave, so I want to extend a big thank you to our healthcare worker and the city of Burnaby for your ongoing daily support of our community's health and safety during this time. We strongly urge of our local residents to do our part in curbing the spread of COVID-19 to support our city, our province, and our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Our third award this evening is the Dr. Kenneth C. Hill Spirit of Philanthropy Award, honoring individuals or organizations whose generosity has inspired others to become involved in supporting Burnaby Hospital. The award carries the name of the late Dr. Hill, whose generosity, kindness, and compassion were legendary, and now enshrined in perpetuity through this prestigious award. This year, the recipient is an organization that has supported the foundation over many years, TB Vets Charitable Foundation. Accepting the award is Candice Marola.
Thank you, Russ. I am honored to represent TB Vets and receive the Dr. Kenneth Hill Spirit of Philanthropy Award. I believe that TB Vets today and in the past represents the spirit of giving that Dr. Hill embodied. TB Vets was started by World War II veterans who came back from the war with tuberculosis and other respiratory ailments. They were ill and unable to work and support their families. So to help provide for their families, they started the Key Tag program as a way to earn a living. And it wasn't long before they were able to also help the community. If you know any veterans, they are quietly humble and proud of the service that they provide, just like Dr. Hill was. And like Dr. Hill, TB Vets is committed to patient care and especially respiratory health at Burnaby Hospital. We are loyal and have been donating to Burnaby Hospital for respiratory equipment and patient health care since 1982. And we have been generous by granting almost $500,000 over the past several years. I am delighted to receive this award and wish to recognize and thank the Burnaby Hospital Foundation Board of Directors, Sylvia Zila, Director of Major Gifts, and the Foundation's CEO, Christy James. And especially, I would like to thank TB Vets donors for their generosity.
Thank you, Candice, and congratulations. That brings us to the Physician of the Year Award, granted to a Burnaby Hospital physician who has demonstrated community leadership and hospital support through philanthropy and personal influence. This year, the honor goes to Dr. Nirmal Kang.
Thank you very much. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Burnaby Hospital Foundation for this incredibly generous recognition. It's very humbling. I have always been very inspired by working with my colleagues in psychiatry, other specialties in medicine, nursing, and allied health professionals, and all hospital staff who walk alongside our patients in the most difficult moments and serve as ambassadors of healthcare. It is particularly evident in the current times as our staff have galvanized to meet the challenge posed by COVID-19, an already stretched health system. Working in this community and hospital for the last many years has truly been a greatest honor and a privilege. The opportunity to serve my community at large, particularly advocating for and supporting the mental health needs of our patients and their families and seniors, has been very meaningful for me. Working with the fundraising cabinet has been extremely consequential, as we are immensely excited to have much needed new hospital to deliver state-of-the-art health services in Burnaby. For that, I commend the volunteers on the foundation board, the foundation staff, as well as the hospital leaders, local civic and provincial leaders who stand with us in this cause. Reflecting back, I have many people to thank, including my late parents, who instilled the values of hard work, helping others, and giving back to the community. And they were also recipients of the good health care in this hospital. Furthermore, I'd like to thank my teachers, my mentors, my colleagues, students who helped mold me, and they are always there to help when requested, particularly for the cause of foundation and this hospital. Thank you sincerely for this amazing honor. I would like to dedicate this honor to all my colleagues in the hospital. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kang, and thank you to each of our Philanthropy Award recipients for being here with us this evening.
Thank you, Russ, and congratulations to all our award recipients. This just in, a shout out from a very special Burnaby-raised superstar.
Hi, everybody. This is Michael Bublé. Now, you know, I love Burnaby. I live in Burnaby, and I love the Burnaby Hospital. Now, I may be a little biased, seeing as though I was born there, but today I ask your help in making it a bigger, better, and even more of a state-of-the-art healthcare facility by making a donation to bhfoundation.ca. Thank you so much for your help. We love you very much.
As the fundraising organization for the hospital, Burnaby Hospital Foundation bridges the gap between what government provides and what the community needs. But that role goes beyond raising awareness and funds. To share more about the foundation's important work is Christy James, CEO of the Burnaby Hospital Foundation.
Thank you, Sophie, and good evening to everyone watching at home. What an amazing show it's been already. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors and partners, and all of you who have already made your online donation. So far, we've raised over $100,000, including gifts of $10,000 from Appia Developments and Foundation friends Frankie and Sue, $5,000 gifts from Pat De La Salle and family, as well as Ani, $2,500 from Dylan and Christine Motor, and $1,000 gifts from RBC Royal Bank of Canada, Jean-Pierre and Christine Poissant, Dr. Kareem Mitha, and Lincoln Lee. When you donate to Burnaby Hospital, you're helping to ensure your community hospital is equipped in every way to advance the health of all generations and maintain the vibrancy of our entire community. Everyday heroes surround us and inspire us and drive passion for what we do. They're the people we meet in the hallways. Sometimes they're medical staff, sometimes brave-faced patients undergoing treatment. Often they're people who step into our office with a desire to give back and tell us their stories. We understand your reason for donating lies close to your heart. It's our job to keep you aware of the impact your donation has on others, the difference it makes, and the power it has to change people's lives. That I'm speaking to you tonight virtually rather than in person, I think highlights how difficult this past year has been. After a successful campaign to raise over $2 million for urgently needed medical imaging equipment, including a new CT scanner, Burnaby Hospital Foundation ended 2019 on such a high. Buoyed by the success and fresh off the announcement for the redevelopment of Burnaby Hospital, we launched the Proud History, Bright Future campaign to raise $30 million. And then COVID-19 arrived in British Columbia. When the outbreak began, our foundation was quick to react, launching the COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund within days. I'm overjoyed and so grateful for the enormous support we received from our incredible community, from cash donations to protective equipment and even warm meals for our frontline healthcare staff. You can't imagine how much that support meant to doctors, nurses, clinicians, and technicians working long, stressful hours away from their families. Now, as we turn our attention back to our Proud History, Bright Future campaign, we can see more than ever the importance of a hospital redevelopment. Once complete, the total overhaul and transformation of the hospital campus, including a 10,000 square foot expansion of our emergency department, will ensure our medical staff have the facilities and equipment they need to deal with future emergencies and pandemics. So far, we've raised over $12 million of our $30 million goal, and I can't wait to take the next step forward. In just a moment, I'll introduce one of Burnaby Hospital's eminent emergency department physicians to speak a little bit more about the impact of COVID and the need for a new hospital campus. But first, an exciting shout out from a Burnaby-raised superstar.
Hi, I'm Mike Fox. I loved growing up in Burnaby. It was a great place to grow up as a kid. There was Deer Lake, there was a skating rink, and just other institutions of the town, whether it was City Hall or whatever, but you get familiar and you took it for granted. And the hospital was like that. Burnaby Hospital, as I think about it, I was there so many times. I was there at least 3 times for hockey cuts, stitches, and I was there for concussion in Morgan Elementary, playing floor hockey on the parquet floors, and one time I went in, I crashed my mother's Volkswagen, and I had my knee swelled the size of a balloon, a pumpkin, and Dr. Hill was the doctor on duty, and he was a friend of a friend of mine, and he fixed my knee up, and then later on when I started doing television and films, he came to me and said that Burnaby Hospital needed a CAT scan, and would I be part of a fundraising program to get a CAT scan, and I did, and they did, and so I was excited to hear that this new renovation project, this new rebuilding, rededicating, reinvesting, re-energizing the hospital is happening, and I can be more in support of it. It's just great, and I think that we have to value and treasure our hospitals. We saw Frontline here in the States, and they're at home too, that our public health is very fragile. And to have something as strong and powerful and meaningful as Burnaby Hospital as part of the community is just vital. And my mother still goes there 12 minutes and stuff. She knows it. Thanks for your help.
Wow, I absolutely love Michael J. Fox. I was such a Family Ties fangirl growing up. Thank you so much, Michael, and Michael Bublé too, for joining us tonight. It's such a thrill and such an honor to have both of your support. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to Burnaby Hospital Emergency Department physician, Dr. Neil Long.
Thanks, Christy. I'm an emergency department physician at Burnaby Hospital. And when the COVID-19 pandemic hit British Columbia, it was like a hurricane. While a stunned community was trying to make sense of what was occurring around us, medical staff were working extremely long hours, afraid to go home to their families for fear of passing along the infection. There was a shortage of personal protective equipment, and we barely knew what we were fighting. But at Burnaby Hospital, I couldn't be more proud of how well our medical and support teams came together. Working in unison with administration and our medical authorities, we dramatically adapted our workflow, processes, and even the workspaces. At the same time, we were communicating with colleagues everywhere while scouring the literature to determine the best practices for managing our COVID-19 patients. And while all this was occurring, our wonderful community was coming together for us. At a time when there are few basic supplies left on the store shelves, donors to Burnaby Hospital Foundation contributed 100,000 pieces of PPE, 13,000 meals and snacks for exhausted frontline staff, and raised over $700,000 for the COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund. That money has been used to purchase life-saving equipment such as ventilators, airway equipment for our management of the airway, and ultrasound machines, and much, much more. Working with the foundation, I now have a new lens on our community, and it's easy to lose sight when you're working on the front lines, on the coalface, in the trenches, and I'd like to apologize. I never realized how lucky we are to have a community support we have. I'd never appreciated where some of the most advanced life-saving equipment comes from. So consider this. At the start of COVID, we'd planned as a group of critical care doctors between ICU, anesthesia, and emergency to align our airway protocols and equipment. This is the first in over 12 different hospitals that I've trained in to see this collaboration. I think we were about 3 weeks into the pandemic when I was working a night shift and I got hit by 2 COVID patients at once, requiring immediate intubation. Anesthesia swooped down for 1 patient, ICU were on their way from home, and I worked on the second. Due to the donations made to our department, we were able to use the latest state-of-the-art airway equipment, making intubation safer for the patients, the staff, and not only that, ICU and myself were able to use the new ultrasound machines to safely place the correct resuscitative lines. This has meant the patients received the right care at the right time and in the right place. When I reflect back on those cases, it's amazing to think that each patient got exactly the same care, the same protocols, and benefit of the same advanced equipment, all because our community. And I've always found it funny how Burnaby's often thought of as a community hospital, with the implication that it's somehow lesser or quaint compared to some of the region's tertiary facilities. Geographically, it may be a community hospital, but I can tell you for a fact we have better ultrasound machines and airway equipment than many of our local sites. But for all that we've achieved so far, we can't be satisfied. The fight against COVID is not over. In some respects, it may never be. And to me, the lessons have been learned and the path forward is clear. We must be, in a word, prepared. It's so critically important that we have the tools, the resources, and the facilities to provide the best possible care in a safe and sustainable way. This is how we move into a beyond COVID world, ready to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our community against the next pandemic or the next crisis that will inevitably someday come along. My vision with your support is that we can continue to invest in the best equipment and the best training and the best staff to be a centre of excellence. And while this might seem fanciful, I ask you this, why not? Why not Burnaby? Right now, Burnaby Hospital Foundation is raising funds to rebuild Burnaby Hospital. The redevelopment, once complete, will include 2 new patient care towers, a cancer centre, new equipment and upgrades to all areas of medicine, including emergency, maternity, surgical services and mental health. These changes will turn our little community hospital into a world-class, state-of-the-art healthcare campus. We can make a difference. What you do tonight will make a difference. So thank you for giving generously.
Thank you, Christy and Dr. Long, for your inspiring words. And don't forget, if you would like to support this urgent need, just click Support Our Cause at the top of your Gala homepage and make a donation. I'd now like to invite President of McCarthy Properties and Fundraising Cabinet Chair William McCarthy and Ryan Beatty, President of Beatty, to say a few words.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening, and thank you for watching. I have the honor of chairing the capital campaign in support of the long-awaited redevelopment of our Burnaby Hospital. When our hospital first opened in 1952, Burnaby was a quiet suburban bedroom community. Our hospital has not been expanded since 1978. In this time, we have now grown into the 3rd largest city in the province, and Burnaby Hospital now serves 500,000 people within our city limits and East Vancouver. Now, to accommodate the needs and growth of this community, Burnaby Hospital is to be redeveloped into a state-of-the-art healthcare facility. In conjunction with this redevelopment, a second phase will be incorporated to include a BC cancer clinic. The province's commitment of $1.3 billion makes this the largest such development project in British Columbia's history. To support this process, the Burnaby Hospital Foundation and the Capital Campaign team have pledged to raise at least $30 million for the first phase. The focus of this support is on the 4 areas deemed to be the most critically important to our local families: expanded emergency care, additional surgery facilities, enhanced maternity care, and a new mental health facility. We encourage everybody to support this campaign in any way you can. This is your hospital. One family that has always shown the way is the Beatty family of Burnaby.
I think anybody in a municipality, if they're going to make a donation to the hospital, they'll donate it to their hospital rather than some other hospital. So.
Well, it's true because, I mean, look what the Burnaby Hospital does for the community.
Burnaby Hospital first opened its doors in 1952 after a citizen-led campaign to see the hospital on the hill become a reality. Community support has always been the bedrock of our proud history. As Burnaby Hospital commences a $1.3 billion redevelopment, Burnaby Hospital Foundation has embarked upon our largest capital campaign ever. which will once again rely on the generosity of this great community. Joining us to launch this, we are honored to have one of Burnaby's and BC's most charitable families, the Beatties. The Beattie family has been a pillar of this community and advocates for Burnaby Hospital for decades. Starting with Keith and Betty, they have contributed more than $2 million in support of projects throughout the hospital, including upgrades to the medical imaging department, funding toward an urgently needed CT scanner, and perhaps most notably, as the lead donor toward the facility's first MRI in 2009. When we lost Keith in 2017, this community lost one of its most genuine champions. But even in his passing, gifts dedicated to Keith's memory have made a life-saving difference for more than 200,000 patients every year at Burnaby Hospital. Keith's legacy has been carried on proudly by his wife Betty, enthusiastically supporting hospital galas and fundraisers year after year, and now also through Keith and Betty's son Ryan and his family. Burnaby Hospital is lucky to have Betty, Ryan, and the whole family as such strong supporters. And we're not the only ones. The Beattie family has proudly supported communities and charitable organizations throughout British Columbia.
When I think of the legacy of Burnaby Hospital, I think of the Beattie family. As involved and caring benefactors, Keith and Betty started something special here, and that's evolved with Ryan and his wife Cindy. Money is only money, but what the Beatties have chosen to do with their success has been monumental. Betty and Ryan, I can't properly express what your generosity means to Burnaby Hospital and the community. The equipment and facilities that you're helping to make a reality will have a personal impact on millions of people, from new moms and dads saying hello to their newborns, to those saying goodbye to a loved one. They will do so with better care, better comfort, close to home. That is your legacy here. We are honored to have the Beattie name on the new pavilion on the Burnaby Hospital campus. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
Keith and Betty Beattie set a standard of commitment to Burnaby Hospital that their son Ryan and his family carry on to this day. I am very pleased to introduce Ryan Beattie. His family are the lead sponsors of this capital campaign.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you all for tuning in this evening in support of this very important cause, the redevelopment of Burnaby Hospital. It was a proud day for our family when we announced our gift for this redevelopment. My mom told me about the hospital project about a year ago. It was something she was keen to support. Supporting this campaign and being the lead donor is a natural fit for many reasons. Our roots are in the Burnaby community. My dad moved to Burnaby in the mid-1950s and my mom in 1966. Our company has been here for 66 years and our office is down the street. They married just a few blocks away from the hospital and I was born at Burnaby Hospital. My mom has lived in the same house for close to 51 years just down the street. My dad passed away at Burnaby Hospital and he was always grateful for the excellent care he received in his later years. My mom and dad have been longtime supporters of Burnaby Hospital, involved in numerous campaigns over the years. One that really stands out is the MRI campaign from about 15 years ago. I recall my dad asking me what I thought of the MRI campaign. Should we do this, he asked. He was really excited about it. I told him I thought it was a great idea. That donation brought so much joy to my parents. This was an important moment for us. Our family's philanthropic journey has its beginnings with support of Burnaby Hospital. Building a hospital brings everyone together. We're delighted to be the lead donor of this campaign for a hospital that means so much to our family. My dad will be very happy with this. I can feel his energy here tonight.
Thank you, Bill. And a big thank you to Ryan and your mom, Betty Beattie, for this incredible $8 million contribution to name the new Keith and Betty Beattie Pavilion. Your generous support makes a meaningful and life-changing difference in everything the hospital does. Now let's turn it over to Sean Farquhar and see what he has up his sleeve.
Up my sleeve? No, I don't have anything up my sleeve, but I do have a deck of cards in my mouth. Does that count? Oh, I'll bet you found that puzzling. If you think that's puzzling, you should try one of these. I know you're probably looking and go, oh, I know what that is. This is a Rubik's Cube. It's probably the most popular toy in the history of the world. In fact, it was named the #1 toy, not once, but twice, for the entire year. For those that don't know, Rubik's Cube is this wonderful little puzzle. It's an engineering feat. Basically, there are 6 different sides with a color on it, and the idea is to make them so that each side has one single color. Now, it's not as easy as it looks because there are 43 quintillion combinations to a Rubik's Cube. Yeah, 43 quintillion. If you don't know what quintillion is, it's what Marvel made off of Endgame. Yeah, 43 quintillion would mean every single person on this planet were each given 6 million Rubik's Cubes. Each of us given 6 million Rubik's Cube. We could each mix up our Rubik's Cubes, all 6 million, and no 2 people on the planet would have the same cube. It's crazy, right? To solve one of these, it would be a miracle. Although there are people that are doing it super fast. There's a young boy in China who was able to do it in 3.4 seconds. Imagine holding a cube like this, and in 3.4 seconds, he was able to have the cube in this exact configuration. Isn't that crazy? I have no idea how he did it, but wow, what a piece of magic that was. Yeah, okay. I want to try something interactive where we can all play together. So I brought a few cards. I brought 5 playing cards. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at one of these playing cards and remember it. Remember the value, the suit, remember everything about it. Once you have it, got it? Excellent. I'm going to remove one card from the group, just one. When I remove the card, I think I'll remove this one. I remove one card and I put it away. That leaves me with just the 4 cards. Now, I don't know what your card was, but I think I just removed it. And when you look at these, I'm pretty sure you won't see your card there. Did I get your card? Yes, I did. It's my job. Oh. Do you know, this is a very special day for all of us. And I hope that you'll take the opportunity while you're here to donate. That's what this is all about, sharing. And when all of us get together, no matter how small the contribution, it really will make a difference. The community counts. Like, this is just $5. But given time, it'll double. See, doubled. Yeah, if I fold it again, it increases. It's a joke. No, by having the community come together, there is the opportunity for everything to be better. It really is. And if you watch closely, you'll notice that the money changes right before your very eyes until it really does increase. And so will the money that you contribute to this worthwhile event. It'll turn into more money as if by magic. And from there, into the most amazing facility you'll ever see. Do you know, I told you in the last set that I would teach you a magic trick, and then I lied to you. Well, I'm not going to lie to you now. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do a magic trick, one that you can really perform. Here's what it's going to look like. I call this the mystery of the red handkerchief. Yes, I know it's a white handkerchief. It's just I didn't have a red one to do it with. I take the white handkerchief and I tuck it into my fist. As I begin to tuck it into my fist, I wave my hand and snap my fingers, and it begins to change colors. Yes, there's the red part. A little bit of white goes in, a little bit of red comes out, a little bit of white goes in, a little bit of red goes out. Back and forth as I tuck it in until the entire handkerchief changes colors to red. That's the magic. And now the explanation. How many people want to learn? If you do, raise your hand. Oh, okay. I'll explain how it works. I have 2 handkerchiefs. I have the red handkerchief and I have a white handkerchief. In the beginning, I take the red handkerchief and I tuck it inside my fist. I tuck it down like this. Then I have a white handkerchief, which I place just gently inside my pocket. That's important. Now, I don't open this hand. If I open up my hand, people will see that there's a red handkerchief in it. So you don't open it, you just keep it closed. And you wave the white handkerchief, which distracts them. And you tell a bad joke like the mystery of the red handkerchief, so that they're wondering about the white handkerchief, and they don't notice that you have this red handkerchief here in this hand. Okay, now I move the handkerchief over to my other hand, and I begin to tuck it into the fist. When I begin to tuck it in, I just begin tucking like this, and as I begin to tuck it in, I begin pulling the red handkerchief out the bottom. Now, we all know the red handkerchief was in my hand, so it's very simple. Oh, this is important. Do not open your hands like this. If you take them apart like that, this looks really bad. People will figure out there are 2 handkerchiefs. As long as you keep them like this, it looks like 1 handkerchief. Then I pull a little bit out, tuck a little bit in, pull a little bit out, and I continue to do it in that kind of an action. A little bit of white in, a little bit of red out, until you're all done, and you have, well, don't stop in the middle. Stopping in the middle is bad. If you do, don't open up your hand. If you open up your hand, you'll see that the handkerchief looks really weird, and that won't be good either. So now you know how to do a magic trick. Okay, I lied to you again. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you now. This is very important for me. Recently, I was in a little curio shop, and I came across this old postcard, and it brought up memories to me. You see, this is a picture of the Burnaby Hospital in 1952. And Burnaby Hospital holds a special place in my heart because it gave me the greatest gift ever. It's where my wife was born. This particular photo was taken on the day they opened the doors. When they opened the doors in 1952, there were 125 hospital beds. It was the largest hospital in suburban Canada. There haven't been any renovations since 1978. But in 2021, they're going to break ground. And when they break ground, by 2025, it's going to look like this. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to happen because of the magic from you and from all the other people that contribute to this very special event. If you think what you've seen me do today has been amazing, it's nothing compared to the workers in the emergency ward at Burnaby Hospital. You see, the facility is designed for 54,000 people and is currently servicing 83,000 visits a year. I do magic. They do miracles. Thanks for watching my magic. Keep well and safe.
Sean, you are so amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of our night. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching the end of our evening, but before we sign off, we have one more surprise in store. Earlier today, we learned that a longtime monthly donor to Burnaby Hospital Foundation has pledged to donate an incredible $250,000 toward the transformation of Burnaby Hospital. What an incredible gift. Thank you so much to the Bruno family for helping us close out tonight on such a high. Now, with that $250,000 gift, I believe we will have raised close to $400,000 tonight. Amazing, everyone. Thank you so much. And don't forget, there is still time for you to make a donation online right now. Just click Support Our Cause at the top of your Gala homepage or scroll until you see the form. Earlier, we were encouraging you to purchase a ticket for the 50/50 draw online on the Foundation website. That 50/50 draw will be pulled in February as part of the Foundation's For the Love of Burnaby celebration. So it could be a lot of money for some lucky person. We can all make a difference, and during this challenging time, every bit helps, no matter how small. Again, heartfelt thanks to the presenting sponsor, Burnaby Firefighters Charitable Society, and tonight's diamond sponsor, McCarthy Properties, and emerald sponsor, Beatty, and all the other generous sponsors listed in the e-program and on the screen here as we come to a close of our program this evening. On behalf of Burnaby Hospital Foundation, thank you everyone for joining us this evening and for your generosity and support. Good night.